It's especially important today. We will then be sure that you may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to such item or items. Anybody have anything to disclose? Okay, thank you. Hearing none. The first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes of the March 20th, 2018 members' meeting, which is item 1A. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or deletions on this item?
Motion to move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. I would now like to call upon Benson Martin to present the next item on today's agenda, which relates to the re-examination of the EA's mission statement and related performance measures and the acceptance of the performance measurement report for the 2017-2018 fiscal year. Benson, when you're ready.
Good morning, members. I will do the first part of this agenda item, and Ray Salabarios will do the second part. You can vote on both parts after Ray speaks. The members are requested to confirm their re-examination of JDA's mission statement and performance measures and re-adopt the current mission statement and performance measures. By way of background, this re-examination ensures that JDA complies with its obligations under New York State Public Authorities Law, Section 2824A, in a timely manner. Please note, however, that the Board can re-examine and amend JDA's mission statement and performance measures at any time during the, if necessary. The members were provided the current mission statement and performance measures and their Board materials. Thank you. Now Ray Salabarios will present the fiscal year 17 to 18 performance measurement report.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. During fiscal year 2017-2018, the authority continues efforts to expand the authority's loan portfolio and increase awareness of the authority's products and lending in businesses and communities throughout the state. During this period, the members approved loans for 3 projects, evidencing firm commitments from responsible financial sources for the total project cost exclusive of any loan request from the authority. Pursuant to Article 8 of Title 8 of the Public Authorities Law, these projects were approved prior to their actual commencement. Closing on the authority's loans and disbursement of its funds occurs upon completion. The total JDA Board approval amount of the 3 loans is $3,310,977. 5 previous loans totaling a combined $10.1 million were closed in fiscal year 2017-2018, and I'm proud to say that that amount, that $10.1 million, is the most loans JD has closed in the last 20 years. That $10.1 million in loans leveraged $11 million in private investment, and is anticipated these projects will result in creation of 160 jobs, as well as the retention of additional 182 jobs. With that, that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the members with regard to this item?
Just the one transaction that went into default.
Right, that's a transaction that we have full collateral for. The name of the company just escapes right now.
T.A. Morris.
T.A. Morris. But we have full collateral. We're in the process of closing on that.
What was that for? I can't remember.
That was preceded me by many years.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, by all of us by many years. So.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from members? Any comments from the public with regard to this item? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. I would now like to call on Kathleen Mize. Oh, we did have a second. I heard a second. Yeah, I heard a second.
Heather.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So the motion carries. And I would now like to call upon Kathleen Mize to present the next item on today's agenda, which relates to approval of certain annual financial reports. Thank you, Kathleen.
Thank you and good morning. The Public Authorities Law requires annual approval by the authority members and certifications by the Chief Executive Officer and the Chief Financial Officer of certain financial reports. The reports consist of financial information set forth in the combined financial statements and independent auditor's report as prepared by the authority's independent audit firm, EFPR Group, LLP. The audit report for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2018 contains an unmodified, clean opinion reflecting that the combined financial statements present fairly, in all material respects, the financial position, results of operations, and cash flows of the authority. In addition, the independent auditor's report on internal control over financial reporting and on compliance, addressing whether control deficiencies or material weaknesses in internal control exist, did not identify any deficiencies that would be considered to be material weaknesses. The audit firm was able to obtain reasonable assurance that the authority's financial statements are free of material misstatement by performing tests of compliance with certain provisions of laws, regulations, contracts, and grant agreements, including the authority's investment guidelines and other matters. Non-compliance with any of these could have had a direct and material effect on the financial statements. Their testing revealed no instances of non-compliance or other matters that are required to be reported. Included in the materials presented is the complete audit report for the fiscal year ended March 31, 2018. The preparation of the audit report included approximately 32.5% participation by MBE and WBE firms. The Audit Committee of the Authority has reviewed and approves the audit report for presentation to the members. And the partner from EFPR Group and myself and Elaine are here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Are there any questions or comments from the members on this item?
Motion to move?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
One matter first.
Okay.
Any comments from the public
Oh, sorry.
with regard to this item? Hearing none. I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Second, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, thank you, the motion carries. And now, thank you Kathleen for that excellent report, and Antov Adegian will now present an item relating to the adoption of the authority's revised procurement guidelines.
Okay,
Antov.
thank you, Liz. Good morning. The Public Authorities Law, the members may recall, requires annual review and adoption of procurement guidelines. These are the rules of the road for the authority to enter into contracts for goods and services. They don't have the force of law, and as in years past, this year's guidelines mirror those guidelines already adopted by the ESD Board of Directors. Changes to this year's guidelines reflect Executive Orders 162 requiring pay equity by state contractors, and Executive Order 177 prohibiting state contracts with entities that do not maintain adequate policies to address discrimination. The changes to the guidelines in line with these executive orders can be found on pages 16 through 17. Also, the authority's budget office's requirement that the authority describe its prompt payment procedures has been addressed with the inclusion of a link on page 31. Thank you.
Thank you, Antov. Any questions or comments from members regarding this item? Any
I
comments?
have a question.
Okay.
The prohibition, the first item, of contracting with entities, how is that exactly, where is that exactly worded? Is it in here?
Yes, on pages 16 through 17, bottom of the page of 16 onto the top of page 17. And top of page 16, I'm sorry, for the discrimination policy requirement.
And is this policy the same as other state agencies?
Yes, state agencies are going to incorporate this executive order into their procurement guidelines. All authorities are required to have the guidelines.
But the same language?
Yes.
That's really, I just
It's
wanted
all
to be
derived from Executive Order 177. So that
Thank you.
consistent.
Thank you. Any other questions from members on this item? Any questions from the public regarding this item? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second,
Thank
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Hearing no opposition, the motion carries. And the last item for consideration today, Ray Salavarius will present the next item, which relates to JDA's loan for approval of Integro Holding Company. And,
I thought that
oh no,
was
excuse me,
information.
that's information. So is that the last corporate item? That's the last corporate item. Okay, so we have two items for information, and Ray will present this item regarding JDA's loan approval for Integro Holding Company. And this is one of two information items, and Ray will be presenting both items. So please proceed, Ray. Thank you.
Recently, we've been contacted for the Integral project, which is a JDA loan in Ontario County, town of Ontario, and Wayne County. We were recently contacted by Farm Credit East to request that JDA accept the provision that had been previously negotiated between Farm Credit East and Integral Holding Company, where Farm Credit East agreed to accept 4 personal guarantees from each of 25% of the total loan amount, rather than what we normally take, and it was 100% of total amount. Farm Credit East informed JDA that the decision to allow limited personal guarantee is long-standing and based on Integral's operating history and financial strength. We did our own due diligence, and we came to the conclusion that including the guarantees from Integral Holding Company, Inc., and the subsidiaries Integral Greenhouses, Inc., Fillmore Greenhouses, Inc., Integral Trucking, along with second mortgages on the properties on Ontario, Albion, and Porterville, which total $16.5 million, that accepting Farm Credit East's request will have no material effect on the quality of credit, nor will it impact the overall collateral assessment of the project.
Could you just explain if, in fact, when you said 25%, in the beginning part, I was a little fuzzy.
But normally when you accept a personal guarantees,
Right.
each owner of personal guarantees 100% of the loan. So now instead, what we've done is take it for each owner guarantee 25% of the loan. We still have 100% guarantee from all the ownership stakes, but it's divvied up between 25%. We looked at prior histories, and we have projects where there was no personal guarantees required. So with the additional collateral in place and the fact that we still have sufficient protection, we thought, and the nature of the project, we figured we should just move forward and move the project along. I'd like to say that the project is moving along. They've completed a good portion of the project. They have the roof up. They started on the greenhouse. They're starting some electrical work. Farm Credit East has extended close to $9 million in credit to them. So the project is moving along. So we feel very confident that this project will be very successful down the road.
I'm sorry, each of the 4 people who, as individuals who are guaranteeing,
Yes.
each of them have the wherewithal to guarantee that portion.
Well, each of them have the wherewithal to guarantee the
Their
25
portion.
their portion, but 2 of them have excellent net worth. So we felt very confident that if we have to go further, we will be able to go further. But everyone covers their portion. Their net assets cover the portion that they're guaranteeing. The next information item.
Any questions from the public on this item, or any other questions from the members on this item?
This is Steve McGrattan at Agriculture and Markets. I just wanted to say a few things on behalf of Commissioner Ball on this project and lend support to staff, to JDA staff recommendations to accept the Farm Credit East recommendations as proposed. The department has a long-standing relationship with Farm Credit East. They're an incredibly conservative farm member-based lending institution. They would not go into this relationship with Integro blindly. Integro is a long-standing company. They are in excellent financial position. I will also add that Farm Credit East and Intergrow have been working with a community development consultant who has over 30 years in public program lending experience. So I think a lot of eyes have been placed on this, and with JDA staff support with this, I think that I just wanted to add the department's support of staff's recommendation to accept the changes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That I find very helpful. Thank you.
If there are no further comments from the public or any members regarding this item, Ray will present the final item on today's agenda, which relates to the JDA loan approval for the United New York Sandy Hook Pilots Benevolent Association and United New Jersey Sandy Hook Pilots Benevolent Association. Again, this item is being presented for members' information only, and no vote will be required.
Thank you. I'm happy to start off by saying the Sandy Hook project is completed. They are in the process of moving into their facility, and things have gone well with them. We are bringing this for information just because there was an additional cost borne by the pilots of $440,000, which is due to some miscues on the contractor and some additional costs that they were not expecting.
Ray, can you just summarize what the project is?
Oh, sure. The project increased. We originally approved a $3.4 million loan for the benefit of the United Sandy Hook pilots for the construction of a new facility which was damaged by Hurricane Sandy. We came back to the board because the original contractor had been fired, a new contract came on, the original contract was negligent in his work, and they had to absorb an additional $6.4 million in cost, and we came back to the board, and the board approved that we continue with the project. Our loan continued the same. All in all, it was the construction of the facility for the Sandy Hook pilots. That project and facility has been completed. We are now in the process of looking to close on this loan. We are going through the proper paperwork to make sure that total project costs have been adhered to. We are doing the review for their minority utilization, so we expect that this project will close sometime in August. But at this point, it was brought to information purposes because the additional $440,000 cost incurred.
And the $445,000 additional cost is it cost overruns? Or
Change orders.
They didn't have a contingency built in, or this far no contingency?
No, they didn't have contingency for the additional change orders that came in. Some of the change orders were done after the project was completed, where they came in and said, oh, you know what, this doesn't look good, let's change this, let's make this wood make it real wood as opposed to Formica. So there was some of the change that they decided to make just for aesthetic purposes, inside the facility.
I see. Oh, okay, so they
Inside.
were aesthetic changes,
Yeah, there was nothing major.
Not structural.
No.
Okay. And they're paying for that themselves?
Yes,
Is that it?
yes,
So that would go in as far as their equity goes,
yes,
right?
yes.
Well, that puts us in a better position then.
Yes.
doesn't it?
And the real good news is that the building appraised at $12.2 million.
Wow.
So which more than covers our exposure, covers the bank exposure. So we're very comfortable with this project. And Sandy Hook's, based on the financial statement, had a very good year. The pilot's revenue continues to increase. So this is one of the projects that, knock on Formica, I feel very confident in.
And is it increasing because the ship tracked it?
The fees that they're collecting are increasing. There's more ships coming into
That was
the
my
New York State
question.
Harbor.
Yeah. Does, but it's also New Jersey, or is
Right,
it just?
right. New York, New Jersey, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, that's great news. I'm
Yep.
glad you heard that.
Any other questions or comments from members about this item? Any comments from the public?
Public's quiet today.
Very quiet. They're invisible. Thank you. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion. Second.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for participating from Albany and New York City here early, and we'll hope to see you again soon with a larger complement. Members.
Thank you.
Thank you.